Hello, this is Brain Chatter. Thank you for watching.
What's up? I'm Louie, I'm 20, and this is my ride.
Hello all, welcome back to Brain Chatter. I'm Kirsten. It's been a while. Sorry, I've been busy doing other stuff, but now we're going to talk about Luis's 1996 Subaru Impreza GC. So Subaru first put out the blue and yellow livery, which is the color scheme, in 1993 when the company signed a sponsorship deal with State Express 555, a cigarette brand that came in dark blue packaging with a gold stripe. They've recently brought it back without the cigarette sponsorship, as cigarette sponsors are no longer allowed in rally racing events. The iconic metal flake in the blue became known as Subaru Blue, or WR Blue for World Rally. The WR Blue with gold rims and star cluster Subaru logo are iconic and here to stay. So Louis here has a 1996 Subaru Impreza GC. And one thing, it's one of the last cars that was done by Pimp My Ride.
I drive a 1996 Subaru Impreza. One day I went to go pick up a friend, the gas got stuck, and I crashed right into a fence. And this was the result. I played paintball for about 5 years going now. Paintball is the one true love of my life. That's my passion. That's my sport. Locked, cocked, and ready to rock. One day I was at a tournament.
Oh, Tinkerbell! Come out, wherever you are!
And I ran through a bunch of people, bunkered them all. Bunkering is when you happen to run around the obstacle that they're hiding behind and shoot them point blank range.
Sooner you lose, sooner you can go shopping! Oh, man!
Who's laughing now?
And they decided to get back at my car, trying to bunker this. They shot the inside of my car as well and poured over 2,000 paintballs on the inside. Shot me up everywhere. So please, MTV, pimp my ride!
Pump Meister. He better be talking about some weights.
Have you seen my wiener?
You got a name for it?
Yeah, it's the Uber.
What did Louis know in advance? Maybe he's the pioneer of Uber, and he is the founder of the company. So disenchanted by being on Pimp My Ride, where they removed his back seat for a rack of speakers and a TV, that he went on to quickly devise a ride-sharing service named after his old Impreza. Or maybe it was just a funny coincidence.
These paintballers, they decided to shoot up my radiator too, dog.
What did I do?
They just took their boom, 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 boom.
What are you guys using? Like lead balls? What is that?
Well, when we play, the balls are traveling about 300 feet per second.
This one's for the boys with the swollen testes. It's a tale that was told by my cousin's bestie.
Excuse me, that's just me. Look, I gotta roll the window down.
Hey, did I just see Exhibit with a tool in his hand?
Nice. Okay. You never see me with one tool on the show. You saw me at the beginning and saw me at the end. You never saw me in the middle. Wow. Me up, don't give me that. Oh. Sorry.
I just want bang, bang, bang.
Give me another one. Give me another one.
So on this episode, one thing I noticed that seemed to be kind of the downfall of the show was that they started pushing to manipulate faux drama. And in this episode, I don't know if it was gas, I don't know if it was MTV. I'm assuming it's probably MTV. You'll see a thing that says the Luis World, and I'm guessing that's like a faux pas on the Real World show that they had. And it shows Bo come in and give him a hard time, and then he kind of sits in person, kind of like they do in Modern Family, and like he's doing an interview, and he's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm like his father, you know, and I've got to push him. And it's like, no, that's not what we want to see. Is, you know, Luis telling him, oh, you know, I'm angry at you. No, don't do that. That was stupid. Let the workers be themselves and catch them in the funny moments and banter that they will do naturally in being good coworkers. Because working retail for so long, you get some of the best banter when it's just natural and it's funny. Clean, you know, it's just catch those moments, edit them up, and you'll have a much better, more honest and realistic show. But it's reality TV, and reality TV is bullcrap. So, and in regards to that, you know, it makes it look like Bo is trying to be Luis's dad, and Bo doesn't have to be Luis's dad. He's the boss. And working retail, it's very simple. If you walk in and go, yeah, you know, I don't feel like stocking the shelves, the manager says, okay, then you're fired, go home. Oh, okay, yeah. When you're the boss, you don't have to, I gotta talk him up, and no, you just, hey, do your job. So that whole scene was kind of stupid. And they have a scene where he comes in and he's talking to Luis, and Luis is spitting sunflower seeds all over the floor, and it's like, okay, I'm the boss. That's friggin' nasty. Quit spitting sunflower seeds on my floor and get your ass to work to paint the car.
You know what's really annoying? Backseat drivers.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, hold on 1 second. Dog, what is your problem, man? Did you have your driver's license? Hurry up and get back here, dog. I gotta get in the office. Hurry up.
See what I mean?
So the back seat on his car was being used as a floppy pass-through to open the trunk manually, which I'm not sure if that's a rigged thing or is a real thing, but this happened a lot on Pimp My Ride.
That's why we're getting rid of the back seat altogether and replacing it with a banging sound system.
All right, box looks pretty good. Let's get it in the car and hook it up with some sights and sounds.
When we started off, we had a backseat driver who was bitching. But now, we have a bitchin' backseat.
On Louis' Impreza, Easy Street Motorsports hooked him up with a sport suspension, triple gauge pod pillar, and a big tack, and he got racing seats installed.
Just a performance suspension and all the trimmers, dog.
The Impreza's success is best told in raw stats. I'm talking 6 Worldwide Rally Championship titles and 46 overall rally wins. To get things rolling, I'm wrapping some BF Goodrich tires around these gold Arceo rims. Because this thing's gonna fly, I'm hooking it up with a brand new wing.
So, on this car, they put a giant fiberglass wing, and if you ever play Need for Speed or you see Fast and the Furious, you see these giant wings and you go, oh, that's really cool. Now, at least on a Subaru, they're all-wheel drive, so that might provide some actual real downforce, but those spoilers can be heavy. I've owned several Neons, and my second Neon, which I'm showing a picture of, had a giant Wings West wing installed on it, and it's called like the whale tail wing. It adds like 40-50 pounds to the trunk lid. It's super duper ridiculously heavy, and more than a few times I'd be reaching into the trunk or whatever, and I had to really be mindful. If that'll come down, that'll cut you in half. or it'll really hurt. I had it come down on me a couple times, and I grabbed it at the last second before it got me. But no, they look good on the racing games and stuff, but in real world, and especially like on a Neon on a front wheel drive car, you don't need a giant spoiler. A little spoiler might help, but a giant spoiler, it's not going to help. It's holding the rear of the car down, and it's a front wheel drive car. Some cars are not the most aerodynamic. I know that older Honda Civic hatchbacks, they found that if they put one on, it actually did give it more stability on the track. But I'm not a Honda Civic guy, and it's a Honda Civic, so it doesn't surprise me. I don't like it.
I'm hooking the Subaru up with the ultimate defense mechanism, a paintball gun right in the front grille.
I just want bang, bang, bang.
It works. All right, time to have some fun.
You see Diggity Dave has installed a paintball gun in the grill.
You're mine, Jason.
I just want bang, bang, bang.
Are you crazy? What are you doing, man? You almost shot me. You can't put a paintball cannon in the front of a car. Well, just have a little bit of fun. Dude, come talk with me, man. What?
And Bo comes in and yells at him, which is a very good reminder of Ryan coming in and yelling at Alex for putting the flamethrower in the Mustang at West Coast Customs.
Okay, I'm ready.
Marshmallows, anyone?
What are they? What is this?
They're flamethrowers, right?
This is not street legal. I need you, Alex, and Aaron in my office.
I think I'm in trouble.
So, same basic kind of idea. I'm sure that they completely removed that because that's not legal to have a gun in the grill.
What? You want some of me? Yeah! Get some!
Stay down, Cola! Stay down!
Hey, nice job, Mike. Tasteful and simple. I like it.
You didn't even have a clue.
Tasteful and simple, those are two words that describe something that never happened on this show.
Matrix hooked you up with this World Rally Blue, and FD Motorsports hooked you up with all the sponsors' logos all on your car. Check it out. Is you watching Dukes of Hazzard? Yeah. That's my favorite TV show.
What black man? The favorite TV show is Dukes of Hazzard.
Louis, when we got your car, you couldn't even get into the trunk. So we hooked you up with this.
Oh, that's crazy. Look at that.
But that's not all, dog. Check this out.
Are you serious? Oh, are you serious? Oh, stop.
Next time they try to get you, you can go get them back, James Bond style.
And that's what I'm talking about. So you guys treat me right. Do it.
I just want bang, bang, bang.
Nah!
I'm out.
I got a racing paint job, a banging system, and all the gear I need. I love my car. I mean, look at it. Can't get any better than that.
MacGyver.
What?
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 No, I gotta give it up.
MacGyver? No, Knight Rider was fake.
Oh, MacGyver was real? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. This is making explosives out of a wind chime and a paper clip and some toilet paper. An explosive.
Hey, man, look real to me.
Many of the Subaru fans, I'm sure, were hoping to see his little 1996 get an STI motor and drivetrain fully swapped into it for him, giving him the go to complement the show that they installed. However, the show being filmed in California would mean that any such swap into a vehicle newer than 1975 would be out of the question for liability's sake. Gas pretty much would have had to assume all responsibilities and costs associated with attempting to allow that kind of swap to pass rigorous standards. And the timeline on that would have been possibly forever. And I think that's why they didn't touch all the newer cars, which I've mentioned previously. So that's a headache that very few bother with, especially on newer cars. This is why I think both West Coast Customs and Gas rarely ever touch the engine on the newer cars. West Coast Customs swapped the Chevelle red Chevy panel truck that had the flames, and they gave them both new crate engines. They rebuilt the CRX at West Coast Customs because the engine blew up on exhibit on the way in. And Mad Mike recently did an interview with Gio Malak, and he mentioned that the green and white Volkswagen bus, the engine on that was crap, and they ended up finding a used motor to put in just so that way they could get it in and drive it to the shop. But generally, West Coast Customs really didn't touch the cars. Gas did they're really known for their high horsepower mods and changes and stuff. They swapped the engine in my wife's Volkswagen Thing. They swapped the engine in the T-Bird, the Cougar, the Impala, and I believe several more. All the cars that have been mentioned, though, with the exception of the CRX that West Coast Custom rebuilt the engine on, were pre-75. And on those, you just pay your registration and you get your tags. There's no inspection needed. And where I know, I just moved to Tennessee, and here our smog emissions test is you pull up to a place and they check your gas cap to make sure it's not leaking, and they check that you're not got any engine codes. Other than that, it's kind of a joke. At least in California, they actually do the sniff test. They stick their probe up the tailpipe and do a sniffer test on it. That sounds kind of dirty. But there they actually measure your actual emissions, but they also do a visual to make sure you don't have any modifications and so on and so forth. Where I live in Tennessee, they have finally announced that they are doing away with it, so just the last handful of months left in this year, and there will be no more emissions testing in Sumner County, and I'm really jazzed about that because it's awesome, because it's just kind of a pain in the butt. It's unnecessary. So thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos and you want to see me make more, if you could do me a favor as an independent creator and an independent small creator, Likes go a long way, shares go a long way. If you could subscribe, that would be awesome. It would really help me out. But share it with your friends, talk about it with your friends.
So thanks, MTV, for pimping my ride.
Said you want to touch that button. Check it out.